the last session we discussed about how do we create a database. So I have created a database in RDS, MySQL database in RDS, and using this endpoint, we can connect it to the RDS database. And if you look at the configuration, it clearly shows my username is admin and my database name is MyDB. So I have connected with the database already by using MySQL Workbench. So I'm going to use MyDB. That is the database which I have created, and I have created a login table, and already I have inserted the values inside the login table. So I'm going to execute this select statement, select star from login. Now I have got a few results from the database. Okay, username and a password. The intention of this particular session is to use Node.js programs to connect it with the database which we have created. We are going to use the Node.js program, set of Node.js program to connect with the database. The first program. So before I start explaining this program, I'll execute this program, and based on the result, we'll discuss about this particular program. So go back to the command line utility where you have the program, and you can start executing your program, node space and program name. Okay. So the response statement, it clearly says it is connected to the RDS. The first line, you're supposed to use the MySQL module in your system by using an npm command. The npm command to install MySQL is npm space install space MySQL space -- save. That particular statement will help you to include a module inside your JavaScript program, this Node.js program. And first and foremost thing, you have to create a connection. So use a MySQL instance or object, and you can use a method create connection to specify the parameters which are required to connect to the database. The first and foremost parameter, host name. Host name is nothing but the endpoint name which you retrieved from the AWS RDS console. So this is the endpoint name. Okay. The host is nothing but this endpoint is nothing but a host name. Copy this and paste it as a host name. And second one, the user, and whatever the username you have specified, I have given as an admin, so I'm going to give it as a username as an admin. And third field is a password, and specify your password. And the fourth one is a MySQL port which you use it to connect to the AWS RDS 3306. Once you set all these connection parameters, then using these connection parameters, you can connect it with the remote database. Now I'm going to use a connection instance. Using connection instance, by using a connect method, I can get connected with the remote database. It's a callback function. The result is retrieved by using a function here. The function takes an argument that is called error. While connecting to the database, if there is an error, this particular if statement will be triggered, and this will be printed in the output screen along with the appropriate error message. If there are no errors in connecting to the database, I have simply specified console.log connected to RDS. And end of the program, please make sure you are closing the connection. So before I start explaining this program, I would like to execute this program. I'll show you the result. Then we can discuss about this program. Okay. The output of the program, the first line, it is connected to a RDS. So it means that we have used a connection instance, and by using connect method, we have connected with the RDS. Then inside RDS, it is possible that we may have multiple databases. Then we have connected with the database called MyDB. That is the second portion of the Node.js program. And after that, we have retrieved a set of field information. The field information is nothing but the information about the schema. So for example, the database is a MyDB, and the table name is login, and the field name is nothing but username. The first field name is nothing but a username. Now other meta information about the fields. And if you look at the second field name is nothing but password. So by using current Node.js program, you can clearly get the schema of a particular table. The first part of the program is pretty similar. Configure all the connection parameters, which includes hostname, username, password, and port. And second part of the program, it is like establish a connection to a RDS. And once you get the successful message, then you can proceed with the third part of the program. In the third part of the program, I'm using the same instance or same object, connection object, to write a query or to execute a query in the remote database. The first query, I'm writing it inside the query member function is nothing but use MyDB. This particular statement selects the database so that the next statement, whatever the statement you give, those statements will be executed in the selected database. This query function takes two arguments. The first argument is the SQL statement itself, and the second argument is the result of the SQL statement. It is captured in a function. This function is taking a 3 parameters: error, result, and the fields. If this particular SQL statement has properly executed, then we'll get the result as well as the field information. If this SQL statement is improperly executed, it is not properly executed, if we get some result, errors, then by using this particular parameter value, error parameter value, you can identify what kind of error you have got. Next, I'm going to write my own query. So ultimately, it is the same syntax, connection.query. This console.log of fields returned the field information about the database. Consider now, I don't want to have all the field information. I wanted to have only the name of the field. How do I get? So I can very well write the fields is having many values. Out of that, I'm going to access only the first field value. Okay, the many field values are there. Okay, out of that, I'm going to access the first field value. From this, I'm going to access the name value. I can say name. Okay, after that, then I'm going to take the field of 1 and the name value. Okay, so this particular statement will exactly display only the field names, that is the column names, but username and a password. So instead of having all the meta information, now you could access only the field information by using corresponding attribute value called a name. Okay, we could access to the corresponding field names, username as well as password. Okay, now this is another program. Ultimately, it's the same program. The first is a connection information. The second part connected to RDS, and third part I've used MyDB. The fourth part, I have executed a query, select star from login. This particular query will result a function. Result is captured in a function. Error, results, and fields. In the previous program, we discussed about how do we use fields. In this particular program, we see how do we use the results. The field is nothing but this particular parameter contains all the field information about a table. The results parameter is nothing but it contains all the results which is retrieved from the table. So in the console.log, I have just displayed the results. Let us see the output first, then come back and discuss about this program. Okay, now look at the output. Now if you display the results will exactly give you the row information. Look at this program, configure the connection parameters and connect it to the database, and I'm going to write a statement select star from login. Here I am not going to simply display the result. So first of all, I wanted to know how many rows are returned. How many rows are returned? So results.length, it gives you the total length of the result. In the previous example, we have seen there are 3 different rows are returned as part of the result. So definitely the result dot length will return the number 3. So having a for loop, the loop repeats from 0 to 2. So 0, 1 and 2, 3 values, and I have used result of I dot username. So result of I dot username is nothing but result of 0 dot the corresponding the field value username. The result of I, that is result of 0 and corresponding password value. So this statement will execute 3 number of times, and each and every time I will get result from result 0 username, result 0 password, result 1 username, result 1 password, result 2 username and result 2 password. Let me try executing this program. I have retrieved only username and password field from the returned results. The first row, second row and third row. Okay, so in this way we can access each and every individual value and we can manipulate it and we can use it for our own purpose. Okay, this is fine. So far we have used existing databases. How do we use SQL statement to create a new database? So the procedure is exactly similar. Configure the connection parameters, connect it to the RDS, then you can execute create database my sample DB. This particular statement will create a new database in the AWS RDS environment. So let me execute this program once. We have received a positive reply, that is database created. How do I check? Okay, so what is that? To check this, I'm going to go back to my MySQL workbench and I'm executing a statement show databases. So this particular SQL command returns all the databases which is created in the RDS environment. So look at this. My sample DB is a database which is created in the RDS environment. Similarly, how do you create a table? The procedure is completely similar. If you look at this connection parameter, I have modified only one statement. You can mention the database name in the connection parameter itself. You don't have to write a separate set of statements to connect it to a specific database. So whatever the parameter you are interested in, only you can specify that parameter. So what does this parameter says? Create table customers. So I'm going to create a new table in the MySQL MySample database. So I'm going to create a new table. Okay, table created. So how do you push values inside the table? Look at this particular program. The same program, you can write insert statement. So this particular tuple will be inserted in the customer table in the MySample database. Okay. If you look at this, the result of the transaction is displayed in the form of JSON. So affected rows are 1. So it means that the particular tuple inserted is success. Fine. But in the real time, we are not going to use the programs like this. Usually this Node.js program, if you see, we will use it on the server side. Now, I would like to design a sample HTML file which gets the username and password from the user. In the middleware, I suppose to use a Node.js program to retrieve username and password from the HTML file. And in the backend, I wanted to use AWS RDS to check whether the username and password user entered is valid or not. So how do we create this program? There are 3 levels. Sample HTML file. In the body, I have a form. Form is having a 2 attribute, action and a method. In the action attribute, I have a URL. This URL is nothing but address of the server URL. The method name is post. I'm going to use a post method. Name of the first field is username and name of the second field is a password. I'm going to open a server. It's a server program written in Express.js. So require Express.js and I'm going to use MySQL database. So I'm going to use MySQL module. Then create connection. I'm going to use the same parameters whatever we discussed in the previous program. Say for example host, username, password, port number and database name. Then the first part I'm going to connect it to the database. Then app.post method listens to a particular port and service all the post requests. And this is the router information /abc. And a function, server function with the two parameters, request and response. The request.param gets the username from the input and the request.param of password receives password field from the input or from the request. Then I'm using the same connection.query to execute select star from login. I'm going to retrieve all the information from the login. And if you want to retrieve only specific fields, of course you can specify username comma password. It is up to you. And the function to capture the result. And the same procedure I have used it inside the server. And I'm going to take the first result, okay, result of 0.username and checking against the username which user provides as part of the HTML document. And I'm taking the password retrieved from the database and checking against the password which user supplied as part of the HTML document. If username and password are correct, it matches with the database entry, I made a temporary variable test equal to 1. So test equal to 1 will set only when there is a match between the database entry as well as the credential supplied by the user. So end of the program, I check whether the database entry is matches with the supplied information. If so, I'm simply writing congratulations, login success. Otherwise, I'm writing a failure message. So what is that I'm going to do? I'm going to execute the server program first. Now, server is listening the port number and it is attempting to connect it to the database. That is what the first part I have mentioned. And it is connected to the RDS. Now this particular program ready to service any of the requests which we made it through a HTML file. So we have an HTML file ready. I'm going to execute this particular HTML file in the web browser. The HTML file consists of username and password. I'm going to give a username as Gautam, the password as Ramesh. So I know very well these two values are exactly matches with the database entry, which is there in the login table. Submit. The username and password are successfully matched with the entry. It is just a basic program. You can modify this program according to your need. Connected with the RDS. Going to execute the same HTML file. Going to supply some random value. The value may not match with the database entry in the login. Submit. So the login failure.